Chat, you you have no idea how annoyed I am right now. So, this is the third time I am recording this. Bear in mind that I've been recording update videos since September and I haven't put one out because things keep on changing. Just today, this is the third time I'm trying to record this. The first time, my microphone was muted, and the second time, the recording stopped after 30 seconds and I didn't notice it. So I jabbered on and on and on, once in silence, which may be the one people prefer to watch, and then the second time, just into thin air. And now here I am again to try and cover the same points the third time. And I swear it gets worse every time I try to record it. And I am annoyed at myself. But we're going to do it. I apologize if any of the points that I'm making seem rushed this time round, just because I'm sick of hearing my own voice in my headphones. I'm sick of saying the same bloody points again and again and again. God damn it. Anyway, here we go. Update video. We're still recording. There's audio going up and down on OBS. It's November. I've got an update. We're covering 3 main points: health, content, money. Let's get into it. If I was the kind of person who could be bothered to edit this and put in an intro, that's where I'd put it. I'm not that kind of person, so we're just going to carry on. Point 1. All right, I'm going to lose the energy. It's too much. We're going to relax. We're going to calm down, and we're going to talk about health. So, again for me, first time for you. I went to the doctor. I can't remember how long ago it was now, but I went to the doctor, and for the first time in a while, my health is on the decline. We don't think it's anything malicious or anything like that. We think it's purely 2 months, well, probably more than 2 months of intense family stress and me eating my way through it, which is how I handle stress. Has just, basically ruined me, physically health-wise. Hasn't helped with my mental health and my depression either, but that's a separate topic. So I've got to start working on my health again, and that's top priority. That is what I will be concentrating on most going forward. So if things slip because of that, I apologize, but I also very much don't. If that makes sense. I am sorry if this does cause things to slip, because again, it's my own fault, but I need to put my health first, and that is what I will be doing. What am I doing to try and improve my health? Well, it's the old double-barrel diet and exercise, right? So we'll cover exercise first. Exercise-wise, I am going for morning walks. I am toying with the idea of trying to run again, but I also know that my knees are knackered, and that may not be the best thing for them. But definitely sticking with the walks. I'm trying to get to, and it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but I'm going to be honest with everybody. I'm trying to get to being able to do an hour walk, which should be no problem. I'm actually struggling to do an hour. I think I'm doing about 35 minutes at the moment. I want to get back to doing the hour. And then once I've got the hour down, I want to keep on pushing myself for distance, right? Until I get to... There's a route I used to do when I was fitter, a walking route I used to do, and that used to take me an hour. I'd very much like to get back to that time again if I can. And then if I start to run, there's also routes around here where I kind of know where I used to be when I was at my fittest, which I doubt I would ever get to running-wise, but I think walking speed, I can at least get back up to where I used to be. So that's kind of the exercise portion. On the diet side, I bought myself a 3-tiered steam cooking thing. I honestly don't know what people call them. I would call it a steamer, but that seems to confuse people. They think it's either some kind of iron or for cloves. So I don't. An iron is for cloves, but not an iron. You get those little steam one things that you do your delicates. Well, not your delicates, like you said. Shut up. Just get back to the point. Brought myself one of those. Mainly so I can do veg and fish. When I lived by myself, I used to do a lot of steamed fish and veg. And I want to get back to that. Still got the Ninja Foodie, so I can still Ninja Foodify, like grill up some things if I need to, like chicken breasts or stuff. I'm not a huge fan of steamed chicken breast. I know you can do it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. And then the steam is also very good for rice. I've done a couple of just bowls of rice. It came with a little rice cooker you can put in the bottom. Cooks it up really well. The great thing about rice and certain vegetables is that they're cheap, cheerful, and healthier than what I've been eating recently. Trying to get back into doing chicken breast and fish as opposed to sausages. Trouble is, sausages are way cheaper than both of those. But sausages aren't particularly healthy. But again, trying to get to more balanced meals. I want to try to get back. I probably won't eat lunch. I've never been a lunch person. So I very much doubt I would do lunch, but I would very much like to get back to having breakfast and dinner as the meals that I eat. I'd like to get back to all bran and possibly smoothies for breakfast. Maybe moving smoothies into lunch, maybe, and then just cut out all the snacks, right? All the incredibly cheap, Why are snacks so cheap and decent food so expensive? It's a question for the age. But yeah, try and cut down on all the snacks because again, I have been comfort eating. I'm well aware of it. But I feel I'm now in a better position. Things with the family are starting to stabilize a little bit more. I'm feeling more comfortable in my position that I can ignore a lot of their stuff as well. I'm getting to the point where I think I can, stabilize myself a little bit more and push on. Which brings me on to content quite nicely. These are dovetailing nicer than they did last time. For the past couple of months, there's been a very high chance that the last stream I did was going to be the last stream I did, and it would have just ended abruptly out of nowhere. I'm now at a point where I can say, no, we will be going, touch woods, nothing major happens between now and then. We will be going till at least the end of this year, and hopefully at least till March 2025. But we will definitely be going until the end of this year. And then towards the end of this year, I will have to start making more decisions about whether I need to cut back on streaming, Patreon, whatever it is, and then possibly move that into part-time work or a full-time job. But for now, we will definitely see out the rest of the year, which is good. Onto the content side, Twitch. Twitch isn't going to change. Monday to Friday, 1 till 5 minimum UK time streams. I know at one point I was saying I wanted to move away from gaming streams. I still do. I don't want to move away from gaming streams completely. I never do. But I do want to be able to do other streams that aren't gaming, whether it is working on a project, brainstorming, doing a solo tabletop RPG, board game, mini painting, whatever. For now, we have enough games that I want to play for once. We got Satisfactory, we got Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria, Black Ops 6 I'm enjoying, Overwatch 2 every now and again. There are enough games that I'm enjoying playing. Forever Skies will hopefully do a multiplayer patch soon. That'll be a Sunday game with LP, but yes, there is enough. Farming Simulator I will hopefully add into the rotation when that comes out. So there are enough games that I'm enjoying playing and of the same kind of the right type, So Satisfactory, Return to Moria, Farming Simulator, they're relaxing. We can just get on and do it. We get frustrated at times. It's easier to talk to chat. I enjoy those more than, I enjoy playing Overwatch 2 and I enjoy playing Black Ops 6, but they're very, high octane, shooty. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you don't. I'm happy that we have enough kind of these more, I won't call them relaxing because they're not necessarily relaxing games, but these kind of wander around, take your time, do what you want kind of games that we can kind of play at the moment. And with prioritizing health, it's harder to then spend the morning kind of prepping something special for stream. Like even a solo tabletop RPG takes a lot of prep work before you can kind of stream it. And that's the kind of time I don't have at the moment to kind of prep those kind of things. if I can set up the table next to me, you can't see the table next to me, but if I can set up the table next, or it might even be the table behind me, for painting, then we may start doing that on Fridays. Mini painting, I've got a load of minis that I would like to paint my way through. Board games I picked up 2 years ago when I was going to do more board game streaming, but then that all went down by the wayside. But again, I'm not concentrating on that. If I get round to that, I will, and we will do it, but I'm not kind of pushing that side of the content wheel at the moment, if that makes sense. What I do want to be pushing content side outside of streams is we'll call it Patreon now, but it's the written stuff. It's the written stuff. It's the audio stuff. I've really got to start working on that. Really got to start pushing it out. And what I want to be able to do by the end of November, I'm not committing to this, but where I'm hoping will be by the end of November is that on Patreon, there will be the finished part 1 of Melody, the finished part 1 of Necromancer's Journey, and a rough first draft chapter 1 of the Lionel Richie Killer. That's where I'm hoping we will be at the end of November. Because at that stage, I want to put out a poll and I want to ask people which project, if we can commit to going till March 2025, which project do you want me to work on during that time? Because we're switching to a main project. My side project will be the board/video game idea that I'm working on. That's going to be my side project. That's going to be what I go to when I need to clear my mind so I can be working on something else while thinking about the story. What I've been finding difficult while flitting between Melody, Necromancer's Journey, and Lionel Richie Killer is that I'm getting the storylines confused, and then I'm writing the wrong thing, and then I realize I've written the wrong thing, and I have to just delete it and go all the way back. So I need to commit myself, once we decide which project to do, I need to commit myself to that world and then crack on with it. We'll talk about the details of what that actually means as we get closer to the time and as we're about to do, hopefully, the vote. But, briefly, what that would mean is that for Melody, we would probably actually, Melody is a bad example because I don't know what that would look like if that was a project we carried on with. But Necromancer's Journey would be a 6-part season. Probably 6 audio parts of around about an hour each. Lionel Richie Killer would be a complete book, which we would then probably put out on Amazon, Kindle store, and wherever else you sell ebooks. I honestly don't know these days. I used to know that kind of stuff, but I don't know anymore. And then the other thing that I would need to do once we've decided which project we're going to work on Patreon is kind of what updates and posts the people on Patreon want so they feel they're getting value for money, finally, for backing me on Patreon, because I don't know what to put up. If we're going to be working on those projects, it's not going to be a little bit of the story every week. You're not going to get the content until it's done. So would it be update videos? Would it be stuff I throw into the cutting room floor? Like, I don't know what people would like over there. So we would need to discuss that as well. And this kind of dovetails quite nicely into the third subject, which is money, and where I want to put my efforts for growth. So I don't think it's any secret between people who watch me, Twitch is my biggest earner, but I have no real desire to try and grow Twitch in that aspect. I don't want to stop streaming. I enjoy streaming, and I'm not saying no to the money that I'm earning over there. It's very much appreciated, and then Twitch would need to keep on making money. But I don't want the pressure to be on the Twitch streams. I really don't. I don't want to be, and I purposely don't look at how much I'm making every month, so I'm not getting stressed about these kind of things, but I don't want to take any kind of earning stress into the Twitch streams. Yes, Twitch needs to be an earner. But in terms of growth, I would want to grow probably in the short to medium term. I'd want to grow the Patreon side of things. as we're working on projects and trying to get people enticed in what the final product is going to be. And then obviously once the final product goes out, the money coming in from however that is being made for the people who aren't around on the Patreon side, whether that's selling it through the Patreon store, whether that's selling it on Amazon, whether that's, if it's a podcast idea, it gets big enough and we get sponsorship or ad deals, whatever that looks like. But those are it's the content I create is where I want to concentrate for growth, both getting more out and getting more back, if that makes sense. I'm not doing it to get stuff back, but at the end of the day, the world runs on money. I need money. And if I want to have the time to be able to do this, money has to flow back into me. As much as I wish I was rich enough to do all of this for free, sadly, I am not. So, as part of that, a while ago on stream, I kind of said, and again, I'm not going to go into figures. I'm not going to give numbers here, but I did go into that. I've kind of put for the first time since we've been doing this, I've kind of put a figure in mind as what the minimum is I need to start earning every month to kind of keep this ball rolling. And again, that is minimum, but with a ramp up to get there, if that makes sense. The minimum where I'm comfortable with living in the situation I've got now, but also being able to improve it slightly as we go on. This is a minimum that would need to grow as time went on, but I do now have a minimum figure in mind. And again, I'm not going to go figures, but I'm going to bring this up here just to give people an idea of where we are. So what I've done is I've taken the money that I've received into my bank account every month. So again, this is money received into the bank every month. So you'll see that May, we were 134% of the target that I kind of have in mind. That's because April is my birthday month and April is always good on Twitch, right? So, but that money doesn't come through into my bank until May the 15th, or as close around to that date as it will be. So that's why May is 134, because it's the money for my birthday month, if that makes sense. But you'll also notice May is the only month we went over this target that I put on myself. I started with April because I knew April going into May are the best months for me at the moment. So I knew that would be kind of like a good point to go into. October, we got surprisingly close. August, 84%. But you see that normally we're kind of just below or just over halfway towards this target that I'm aiming for. I'm going to put that away. This is not me with my begging hat out, trying to milk everybody for more money. That is not what this is. This is pure realism and pure honesty with you as my audience, as my community, as my followers. I want to push for growth. It's on me to push for that growth. I want to get more content. I want to get more written content out. I want to get more audio stuff out. Video wise, I'm probably okay for now. I don't think I've got the time to really concentrate on video content unless it's this kind of thing. So I'm probably going to shy away from doing video stuff, at least for the foreseeable future. But I do want to get more written stuff out, and I do want to get more audio stuff out. And then I may look at trying to do 90-second stories to try and appeal to the YouTube Shorts and TikTok crowd, but I don't know how I feel about that. I'm old as shit. I don't feel I should be playing in those fields, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, and I'm not begging. I'm trying to be honest, and I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to say that it's time for me to get my ass into gear. I've allowed myself to wallow in depression for way too long, and it's time for me to give myself a good kick up the ass and to start getting content out. Right? That is what I need to do, and I just need to concentrate on we're probably talking quarterly. What is going to be my project for the quarter? Is it going to be Melody, Necromancer's Journey, Lionel Richie Killer, anything else that may end up on a list I'll probably keep on Patreon? As I will start. I will start. I will keep on putting up random story starts on Patreon, and I will probably start keeping a list of these are project ideas we can work on going forward, and then try and get a vote going every quarter. What do people want to see more of? For the next quarter, what do you want me to work on for the next quarter? That's where I want to get to. I would like to see Patreon grow, and then as we start to get content. And if it's something that I can sell on Amazon, then it would be great to start seeing that grow as well. And then the other way people can help at the moment, and apart from the fact they haven't paid out, is Amazon Associates. That has been working really well, honestly. And if they ever pay out, it'll be great. I think I've sorted it out now. I went through the help desk, and I think I found out what the problem was. So hopefully we will get paid December. But yeah, like it's not. It generated a fairly good chunk of change. So that does help. But again, this isn't about pessimism. This isn't about he's only going till December, the end of December this year, and then he's gone. That's not what I want people to think about. I really want this to come through as positive. It's not coming through as positive as the first time I did it, because I'm sick of saying this now. Again, my own fault. But I do want this to come through as positive. This is a positive, going for growth change to what we are doing here. Twitch is probably going to stay the same, and if that grows as ancillary to what we're doing, fantastic. But it's everything else that I want to grow. I don't want Twitch to hemorrhage, but everything else I kind of want to grow and find, and at some point overtake Twitch as where the money comes from. And the more sources, both Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, sponsorships, whatever, and obviously the more people who are putting into that, both of those sources, the more stable I will be and the more confident I will be going forward to say, yeah, okay, fine. We're going to go through 2025, 2026, 2027, no problem, right? That's where I want to get to. That's what we're aiming for. That's the positive side. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, this is the one you will watch because there'll be audio and I did record it. But hopefully, I'm pointing at you angrily, but I'm angry at myself. I'm not angry at you. I'm thanking you for watching, and I will see you all when I see you all. Bye for now.